All right, hello everyone. We want to welcome you guys back to another episode of Ask Pastor Keith. And Pastor Keith, thank you so much for joining us today again.
You're welcome. Do I have a choice?
Yeah. I guess our question today is we know missions is something that's really important to you and something that's a strong value here at our church. So, why would you say that Southland is so committed to the work of missions?
Well, that's a good question. And you know, for for the starter, a great commission. Jesus' words to go into all nations and make disciples, and not only baptize them, but to teaching them to obey. So that's just mission for us, and it's not just mission, but actually planting churches because baptizing them, of course, is sacramental duties and all that, but teaching them to obey is also disciple making and all that. So it is very important part of us. Besides that, I also believe everybody has a right to hear the gospel at least once in their lives. And because of that, there are many people around here very exposed to gospel, and yet their hearts are not open. And we should do everything to, help them to understand the gospel. At the same time, in the mission fields, there are people who has never heard a gospel before, and therefore it is our duty and responsibility to share the gospel there. And another thing can be that Jesus said in Matthew chapter 24, talk about the end of the world, and the gospel has to be witnessed to all people group, ethnos, the people group, as not to convert them to Christianity per se, but as a witness. That actually has to be given a chance, an opportunity before the end of the world. And so that is part of the equation as well. And another thing would be, I was talking to my mentor, and what is the important thing for you? And he says, I like to focus our church to do something that we cannot do in heaven. And what is that? It is basically helping the poor and evangelizing. And that is mission, helping the poor and the evangelization. So for those reasons, our church, from the beginning, we said, okay, 1/4, 25% of all offering, general offering, goes to mission, whether it be home mission, planting churches here, or the abroad. So we've been doing that faithfully, and God's been blessing us for that. So church has to be outward orientation, not inward. And when we become inward and we are just busy maintaining things, that we can become, further removed from the gospel. But when we are going out there and keep on doing that, and the freshness of the gospel and the people's lives being changed, and they can actually correct our course here in home situation. Otherwise, our churches become North American suburban value system. We are locked into that, and everything that we see in the Bible through that, which is very dangerous. So it is our belief, and it is important that God, Jesus especially gave us a great commission to do so. But at the same time, there is an unspoken benefit. That what happens is, as we do missions in overseas, and what we learn from there, theological understanding and perspective actually comes back to us. So we look at the scripture in different way, in a bigger perspective. And I think that's very important part of being healthy and biblical in our church life. That's why we do that. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. We hope that you got more clarity regarding why missions is so important. And if you have any more questions, please send them in so that we could ask Pastor Keith the questions that you might have. So thank you for joining us today. Bye.